Hello accounts people, time to have a look at consolidating data and linking data, the manual method and using paste link. I'm going to do the consolidating first. I have my little master here. This is on a separate workbook, could be a sheet in the same workbook, of course it can be on the same network, can even be over the internet. So what I'm after is the figures at the end of the second, third and fourth quarter or end of the year for my different salespeople. Or it could be wages, could be all sorts of other details. They could be cost centres, variances, who knows. So let's start consolidating. So with consolidating, start on the data sheet, the end result. And I need to consolidate. It's on the data tab. And this is blank. If I'd used it before, there'd be some references here. So I need to find my data. My data is in my other worksheet, Q1, it's here. However, I'm after the 2 quarters, function sum, obviously other functions available. Add that one in, and then if I go to Q2, select the data, I can add that in as well. So look at the formulas, notice it's used absolute references. This box is very important. If I want my data to stay as I've initially pasted it, I don't tick that box. If I want it to be possible to update the data afterwards, maybe there's some corrections to be made or maybe there's some figures missing, I need to tick this one. That will allow it to be updated when I click OK. So annoying that the way it goes back to that sheet. Here's my answers anyway, so if you had a quick look, just double check. Jim 1992, 1129 in Q1, 863 Q2. That seems to be working. Notice how it's hidden a few cells. We've got 1 and then we've got 4. So if I now want to add in the next quarters, I simply need to add in, so those 2 are staying there. They don't have to if I didn't want them there. Onto my Q3, add that one in, and OK. So let's double check, see how my master's coming on. Yep, we've got the right data, we can see the extra figures. If we want to double check, it's working. Jim ended up with an extra 5,000 or so, just under 5,000, that's right. That's the one we're after next. So notice there's no figures in here for Q4. So back to my last entries on my master, consolidate. I'm after these figures and I'm going to add them in, and there we are. Now clearly there's a bit of a mistake there and there's some numbers missing, so take a quick snapshot. So that one's obviously going to change and then we'll update the figures. So let's do the correction first just to prove that the links actually are working. So let's put his figure in. Somebody must have put their elbow on the keyboard. It'll be a big change, that one. It'd be pretty obvious if it's worked. It's worked. Notice the figures 7920. Keep a mental picture of them. So now we put in the month sales. Jim can do OK. Betty can sell to 2 little ducks. Vladimir needs to focus more on selling. Anna, not very good, and Elsie's having a devil of a time getting sales. And there's Abdul doing average. Those have been entered on by somebody else, of course, somewhere else in the world. And we can see it's now up to 9120, so it's worked, it's been updated. That little checkbox, if I hadn't done that, it would have stayed still as the one with the error. So that's consolidating data. Notice it's hidden a few rows here. It's effectively just subtotaling. It's a version of the subtotal formula that's been used, and that's one way of getting data from other worksheets, other systems even, because you could actually get the data from a CSV out of Sage or something like that as well. That needs a lot of practice though. Another method then, we'll go on to the links. So there's two main ways of doing the links. We'll do the manual one first. Equals, the data is Q1 for Jim. Back to Q1, the collected figures. Notice the formula, consolidation, it's got the title. Notice it's put in absolute references here. Now, because I didn't want to highlight the whole lot, it doesn't always work very well. I've got to take the absolute reference off the B before I can fill the formula to the right. And then the other way of doing it is to start on the data on Q2, highlight the totals, copy, when I go on my paste, I don't want to just paste, just copy. That will just copy the numbers. I don't want to just copy the formulas. You can see it's not working as I'm hovering over them. I need to paste the link. So that has done the link from Q2. Let's prove it. 863 for Jim in Q2. Let's change his number. 13, 12, 16 there for now for Q2. There we are, just to prove it works. So this is live data that gets updated automatically. However, you can set it to manual calculations. So that's manual, paste link. Just do those again quickly. On Q3 we wanted Jim's total first. I always find it much best to do this one first rather than trying to do the whole lot. But we're doing the same job, it's just that with this links it just picks up the data, as opposed it's harder to do anything with it. It's best put in and then manipulate it afterwards. And then the paste link, Q4, we've got our numbers in now, so we're just copying, but we are remembering that when we need to paste, we need to paste on the link format. And now it's added up our numbers for us. Not quite sure what went in there. Let's equals some. Just going to took them out. If I wanted the subtotals at the end of the quarters, of course I can use the subtotal formulas, so that wouldn't really be any problem. That's just been done on the practice assessment number 1 by AAT, so I've already done that one on a video. So linking, two ways of doing it, and consolidating data.